morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris from New York. It's January 9th, 2018, and I want to thank you for viewing. I want to thank you for subbing, and I want to thank you for just inviting me in your life. I want to say hi to my new brothers out there. Thank you for watching. Thank you for contacting me. We'll be speaking more in the future, of course. And this is what it's all about, I feel this, channel's kind of making good progress because I'm getting out to people that are local, even though I love everybody out there, but, I can't travel around the country, nor can you. It sucks. We're limited on what we can do and where we can go. It's good to know there's people around the area, my area, that are looking at this topic, and I appreciate you all. I wanted to get into a couple things. I'm going to be doing chapters for the simulation. I think it's the best way to kind of introduce it to everybody out there, and I'm working on it, of course. I'm on chapter 3 right now. I wanted to kind of get into it a little bit just today. Give you a little, and I hate teasers, but I have, hey, look, this is all free, anyway, so I want to get on another topic too with you that's always bothered me. But let me get back to what I was talking about with the skies, okay? And maybe giving you an explanation of having somebody in different parts of the country you might not fully understand it. I think another way that you can do this and kind of experiment on your own is actually locally, and I'll explain it to you. The sun right over there is following me, okay? When you're driving, the sun and the moon and the stars, if you're able to see them when you're driving in a car, follow you, okay? It's almost like you have your own sky, in a way. Now that same very sky, somebody else is looking at stationary in their house or in their backyard. So, here's the different perspective again. Here I am watching it, and you're in your house watching it on your own, and it's not moving; it's stationary. I just want you to think about that for a second. Sure, I'm gonna have people giving me little comments saying, yeah, well, it's so far away that's why it follows you. Yeah, it is, okay? But it might not be that far away. It might not be 3,000 miles. Definitely no, it's not as far away as they say it is, because that's a bunch of bullshit. In fact, about 50, 60 years ago, they originally said that the sun was, 73 million miles away, and then they upped it a little bit, or maybe 100 years ago or something like that. Then they upped it a little bit and made it to 93 million miles away. So you feel more like you're helpless, you'll never get to it, you'll never see it, and you probably won't, because I still think that's not a real object up there. I really don't, but that's a whole different other chapter, and I'll be getting into that. So the sun follows you, the moon follows you, and the stars follow you when you're driving, all right? And somebody else is looking at it in a stationary, in their backyard, in a different perspective too, okay? I just think about that. I'm going to be getting more into it to tell you, but I just want to give you a little teaser of what what a simulation possibly could contain. Okay. This has always been a touchy subject for me, with the kids, sons of bitches. Indoctrinating you right at the beginning. right at grade 1 or even possibly preschool. I don't really remember much when I was a kid, but I'm watching my daughter go through it, and I've got to keep my mouth shut in some ways. I give her little teasers here and there, and give her an Easter egg here, just so she's thinking, and I don't even believe she's really gotten into the solar system. I don't think they're quite at there right now yet. I'm not sure. She hasn't told me, but I want you to think about how fast and how quickly your children grow up, and then instinctively hate you when they get to a certain age at 15 or 14. And I think I might, I don't know. I mean, I've been thinking about it, I've seen my daughter grow up so quickly just in the last couple of years, with school. She's now doing her homework on her own, and she wants to be left alone. But originally, before she even entered school, it was always, help me, study with me, sit down with me, read me a book. Then all of a sudden they go through this major change, and that's the schooling. They lose their personality. It just switches so quickly over such a short period of time, and we don't notice it, because we're adults, and we don't actually pick up on it until they're in their, until they're like in their teens, and then all of a sudden it goes downhill from there. They don't want to have anything to do with us anymore, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he told me that, I remember when my daughter, everything that I used to say was cool. Now I'm looked upon as an idiot, and school has a lot to do with that, depending if they go to public school or if they go to, private school or whatever, and who they're around, but children just switch, and it's hard to explain, and I hope I'm explaining it correctly and you're understanding this, but I think that has a lot to do with the teachers, with what they're studying in school and how they're going about it. We lose our innocence. We lose our, we think we can do anything, we can become anything, and then it's all of a sudden just like taken away from us, and I don't know where or when that happens, but it happens, and you'll notice it with your kids if you already haven't noticed it. And this doesn't matter what kind of generation. If your kids are 20 right now, if they're 30 or in their teens, you're going to see this quick change, and it has a lot to do with school. I mean, they take it away from you. They indoctrinate you, and they suck all of your ability out of you. And I don't know how they're doing it, but they're doing it to all of us, and I'm going to try so hard not to have, kids. I don't know. They're the most important generation, right? This generation is the most important generation. This is the generation that is going to make changes, okay? Art, if you're my generation, fine. We can still make changes too, but it's the kids that the parents listen to, rather than some guy, off the street. For some strange reason or another, they'll listen to their kids who are, like under 10 years old over a guy who knows more about it than, whatever. I'm just saying, where I'm going with it. It just seems like that's why this generation is the most important generation, because we have people out there that are so indoctrinated, so helpless, that I think they almost have to become kids again in order to even go through this or understand it. So I think they need a kid to tell them, the truth. I really do. And that's why I hate to see this generation just disappear and go into the indoctrination period. I want picket signs outside. I want parents saying, I'm not going to send my kid to science course anymore because it's a bunch of bullshit what they're teaching the kids right now. It's horseshit. None of it's true. None of it has been proven. I'm repeating myself, I know. But that's how it is, okay? All right, I told you I put some videos in between, when I get into this, a little bit more with the simulation. And it's intense thinking about it, it's intense thinking about the flat earth, I mean, just getting to that period, in your life where you're accepting that everything is flat here, that everything has been, you've been lied to, all of your life, you know, and it's intense, you know. And then all of a sudden you get into the simulation. That's even more intense thinking about it. You know, you almost need a break. You know, you can't get yourself involved. Now remember, these are all ideas. These are possibilities. They're not something that, you know, can be proven right now at this stage where we are on this. This is only a couple of years old now, you know, maybe even less than 5 years old. You know, we have a lot of work to do. You know, we got to get past the people who aren't helping you out and pay attention to the people that are opening up your mind. And that's what everybody needs to do when they're watching these YouTube videos. You know, because there's a lot of horse shit out there. And there's a lot of people that are just not doing the right thing. So anyway, I'll leave you with that. I hope everything's good in your life. And once again, you know, I thank you for commenting and thank you for inviting me in your life. Okay?